Hey everyone, my name is Crystal and I'm here today with Grace. We're going to take you through a really nice, gentle lower body stretch, perfect for if you just did some legs or went for a run. So are you ready to get into this, my friend?
Yes.
Awesome. Go ahead and grab some blocks if you have them. That's basically the only equipment we'll need today, and a nice mat works as well if you're on a hard surface. Okay, so we're going to start off with just grabbing the blocks, putting them right on the floor here. And we'll start with just a calf stretch. So go ahead and bring one of your feet up onto that block. We're gonna actually stay standing nice and upright for this one, and we're just gonna hold it. Oh, God, it feels so good already.
So good, yes.
I have tight calves. I didn't realize this. If you're struggling getting your foot up onto the block, you can always use a couple of books or things like that just to take the height down just a bit. Alternatively, you can kind of shift your weight back a little bit. I really like to shift my hips forward and really try and lock out that right knee. And then pull those toes back towards my face too at the same time. Good, and I like how Grace is kind of rocking back and forth here, just opening it up. If this is feeling pretty unstable for you, you can always feel free to grab onto some furniture, a table. You can move your blocks around as you need. This one just feels so nice though. All right, we're gonna stay right here. This time we're just gonna hinge forward and then try and meet your hands onto the ground here. If you need your other block and kind of raise it up a little bit, that helps too, that's fine. You can also take your hand to your shin. If you don't need quite as much help, you can start to bring your chest as much as you can towards that front knee. Good, and just make sure that you're shifting that right hip back in line with the left. Everything's nice and square here. You don't want to cock one back or forward. Just leave it nice and even. Stretching is a perfect time just to start to let go of some of the things in your day if you're stressed out with work. If your body feels tight, the breath really helps to open some stuff up. So I always like to pay attention to the breath. Just use it as a time just to kind of let go of some things. From here, let's just take a couple bounces. We'll just take a couple gentle bounces for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it down. And slowly go ahead and come out of that one. Shake it out. We'll take the other block or the same block and just bring your left foot up onto that block, the ball of the foot. Again, on this one, you can grab onto furniture if you're feeling unstable, and then really try and press the hips forward on this one to get a really nice stretch all along that back side of the calf. How do you feel, Grace?
It's tight.
Oh, your calf's tight. Yeah, mine too.
This feels amazing.
Yes. I think this is what we all need, is just some dedicated calf stretching time. I'm a big fan of stretching after I work out. I know a lot of us here do that. So this is actually perfect if you've just like warmed your muscles up and you've gone for a run, or you're walking, or you've just had like a long day at work. Even sitting, it feels really great. All right, from here, you're just gonna take that chest, move it forward, and come on down here. Again, one side might be tighter than the other, and that's totally normal. So just meet your body with where you're at. Good, we'll just take some bounces here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold it down. Breathe. And slowly go ahead and come out of that. Shake it out, and we'll come on down to the floor. All right, so for this next one, you're just gonna use one of your blocks. So either you can just sit back onto your heels like this with your toes tucked not tucked under, but flat on the floor. And then you can stay here if it's enough of a stretch along that front side of the foot, or you can start to just lift the knees up. You can even bring your block underneath your knees just to give yourself a little bit of support here. And we're just gonna hang out here for a sec. This one feels really good, especially if your ankles are tight. Mine are super tight. Sometimes when I wake up in the morning, it hurts just to walk. Weirdly enough, I'm not sure why, but I feel like as I get older, my joints, and especially in my feet, for some reason, they just get so tight. So this one feels really great. And I think that's especially true if you walk around barefoot a lot, or if you're a runner. We just don't give our feet the attention that they deserve. Let's see if we can't start to lift those knees up just a little bit more here, really stretching out the top front of the foot. Grace had like a ankle breakage,
Yeah.
right? A broken ankle.
Breakage.
How does that feel?
Yes.
Does that feel okay on
Yeah,
it?
she feels really good.
Okay.
It really is good for it.
Good. All right, you guys, and let's go ahead and come on out of that. This time you're just gonna tuck the toes under. So what that looks like is you're just tucking them under like this, and you're just gonna sit up. You can also grab your blocks on either side. We're just going to find a nice arch stretch for our foot. This is one of those ones that like you want to get out of as soon as you get in, but try to like resist that temptation and see if you can't just stick with it for a little bit. It does feel tight and uncomfortable and like makes you angry. Just try not to get, pissed at the people that you're around when you're doing this. Just take it one breath at a time.
It's really
It is.
It's more intense too.
Yes, it hurts. Good, you guys. We'll just stay here for 10 more seconds. You can do that. See if you can't sit that hip right down on top of your heel. Almost there. And let's go ahead and release it. I like to hit the top of my foot because it feels really good. You can too. Okay, let's go ahead and just stretch out our Achilles. So let's take the left foot forward. You guys can use the blocks just to kind of support yourself, support your weight. But essentially you just want to bring that knee past that front foot, and then this other leg is kind of disengaged. So you don't want to feel a stretch really in this one. And from here, you're just going to press your chest on top of that knee. Your heel will come up, and then you can just go ahead and do the best that you can to press it back down onto the ground. Nice and easy here. I like how Grace is putting both of her hands on top of that knee. Just helps to get even more weight into that stretch. And this is a really important one to give a little bit of time to because it is so tight. It's a way that we can just start to lengthen out that Achilles. Good, let's just take 10 more seconds here and we'll just pulse for 5, 4, pressing that knee forward, 3, 2, 1, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release out of that. We'll switch sides, shake it out. Whew. Wow, angry ankle. Yeah, super tight. All right, you guys can just go ahead and come onto that right side now. So just, again, you're gonna just make sure that your toe is right here, your knee is pressing forward past it. And you're just gonna do your best to really keep that heel onto the ground. If this is just not happening for you and it's really crazy, you can always bring that knee in closer. You can sit up on a block if it helps. If it's just too much weight, but just do the best that you can here to get a nice stretch all along the backside here. And it might be pretty unhappy at first, but just as long as it's not painful, you're good to go. Good, breathe into it. Feel everything start to open up. And we'll just bounce here for 5, 4, press that knee forward, 3, 2, 1, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's release it down. Let's come on to our butts. Oh, yes. All right, we're gonna stretch out our glutes a little bit and hips, okay? So we'll start just by taking this left foot, flex it, make sure that your shin is parallel to the front edge of the mats, and we'll take that right leg up and over. Try and bring the ankle to the outside of that left knee, and this might be perfect right here.
It's real tight.
It's okay. Totally fine. A lot of this is to do with genetics too. So some of us are just more open in this area. So this one is great if you can start to press that down. If it's too much, if that's too much, like if Grace is struggling on this one, she can always use a block for a little added support. But if it's just uncomfortable, try and stick with it. And we'll just lean forward here. There we go. And I like what she did too. You can hop up onto a block. Yeah, hopping up onto a block feels so good. The key here is to relax. You don't want to have to force anything or feel uncomfortable or just like you're fighting it. It's great. Good, and if we can here, let's just lean forward a little bit and we'll just bounce for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay with me here. We're just going to go ahead and bring the knees so that they stack right on top of each other. Yes. Very nice. Okay, that's great. And this one's a great one. If you needed to like adjust anything, you can always grab the feet out a little bit so that your knees are stacked or bring them closer. Kind of find out where you're tight. Try and aim to get both of your butt cheeks on the ground. If you can't, that's okay too. Just do the best that you can. And that's a great modification, having your knee up a little bit higher. If you can start to put your weight into your arches. Give yourself a little massage. Lean forward, chest on top of the knees. I still think this one is genetic because I literally have always been open in this position, but it feels so good.
I'm jealous.
I mean, it feels like really good. Do you feel it like in your hip? Where
I
are you
do,
feeling it?
Both of them.
Oh, both.
Hips,
Okay,
yeah.
that's probably the difference because I don't feel it at all in my left hip, but I feel it like intense
Yeah,
right here.
Feels good. It's just
Good. Just
lot.
tight. It's a
Very
lot.
tight, yeah.
It's a lot. Don't worry. We're making our way through this. All right, let's just bounce here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's just go ahead and release that. Get out of here. All right. Yes, it is. Oh my gosh. Okay, but we're ready for the other side because it's jealous. Okay, let's go ahead and bring, this time the right shin parallel to the front. We're going to take that left leg up and over. And again, it's okay. This side might be tighter than the other side, or if you're lucky, it might be even more flexible, which is great. You're going to just press that knee down onto that ankle if you can. Take any modification that you need. If you did need to sit up onto that block, it's always there for you. Breathe into it. They say like so much emotion is stored in this part of your body. And so for me, I tend to get angry when I'm stretching it. But you might be really happy stretching it, you know? But it doesn't mean that you should, no, I won't get angry at you though. That doesn't mean you should avoid it. It just means you should work through those emotions, I feel like. It's always a need to do that. Good. Let's just go ahead and bounce it for 10. Or, sorry, 5, 4. We can't be unequal. 3, 2, and 1. And we're going to hold it now for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're going to go ahead and bring those knees together now. Almost there. I don't know about you guys, but there's not often that I am able to look at my knees when I'm hanging out, you know? Do you guys ever do that? It's kind of cool. It's cool to give yourself some attention, like different parts of your body that you maybe don't focus on. For me, it's like my feet and my calves and my knees. So just take some time to get to know it. Get to know your knees. Good, guys, and just make sure that you're relaxing and breathing. Stick with it. Almost there. Good, and let's just go ahead and bounce it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release out of that. Oh, we're just going to take a nice pike stretch here. So on this one, you can be right here, which is just perfect. Or you can start to bring your chest down to the floor here. And we're just going to grab onto the outside of the feet. You can either point your toes or flex them, kind of decide what feels best, or maybe you go between the two. If you flex, maybe you can lift the heels off the ground or bring them forward, stretch it. If you're way up here, that's okay too. Totally fine. Flexibility is a journey. And then from here, if your chest is down, see if you can't start to press that right foot forward just a little bit more, so it's forward past the left foot past the right, and then switch sides, kind of like shifting your hips back and forth. And then just go back and forth. I love it. And then finally we'll come back to the center, and let's just go ahead and bounce for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll hold it down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last one we'll take here. Just bend this knee, this left knee first, and see if you can bring your chest nice and close to that right knee. We'll just stretch one foot at a time really quickly here. Nice, Grace. I'm so jealous.
I can do this one. I just can't do the other ones.
It's okay. We all have our gifts. All right, let's see if we can bounce it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and switch sides. Bend this knee now and come on over to this left side. I am like so much tighter on this side. Darn it. It's okay. Totally fine. See if you can bring that the back of the knee kind of onto the ground. Lifting the heel feels really nice. Breathe. Good, and let's go ahead and bounce for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release out. That feels pretty good, yeah?
So good,
okay,
yeah.
Great. Thank you guys so much for joining us today, and we'll see you again very soon.